Good evening, everybody. That was a bit of a delayed reaction there. I could have been struggling with a bit of the Wi-Fi, to be honest. Hope you've all had a lovely week, as I have. Hello, June. Hello, Nancy. Have you been in this group before? It's an unusual group, and it's about, obviously, Buddhist mantra. It's an interesting group, and I've been doing this now for a while. Hello from Colorado, Abby. I have a lovely friend called Andy who lives in Colorado. I need to go and visit him at some point. Yeah, so the thing is with mantra, it's really good for the mind, for the body, for the soul. It's an all-rounder, really. And obviously it comes from the heart, okay? You're stressful. You find you're a bit stressful at the moment. Well, let's hope this mantra class will really help you to de-stress, okay? I've been doing mantra now probably about 30 years now. I started out, some years ago, and I went on a regular basis to understand what mantra is all about and what it actually does for the mind and obviously for the soul. And I just took it like to duck to water, if you want to call it that. And it was a fabulous group that I was involved with, and we did it for about 10 years, okay. And then after them 10 years of doing this kind of thing, I decided to go out to teach it. So it's always been a part of me, and hopefully it's going to be a part of you too. Hello, Florida. Oh, Nancy. Hello, Nancy. First time, June. Bless you. Okay, so the interesting thing with mantra, it's all about frequency and vibration. And vibrations, I feel, has been used quite a lot in lots of things. So it's frequency. I call it a frequency. So when you do a chant, you're sending out a frequency, which brings it back in brings it back to yourself. So it spirals. Okay, so it spirals out into the universe, and then it comes back to you tenfold. Okay, let's hope you do, Abby. It's a wonderful way of understanding yourself as well. So when you start doing mantra, you can be sat, or you can be walking, and it'll just come into your thoughts which one you'll need at that moment. I can do about 30, 33, 34 mantras off the top of my head, and I have different numbers for different mantras, okay? And what a number resonates with you won't resonate with everyone, but there'll be something element in that mantra that'll be for you or for everybody that's in this room this evening. So when you start to chant, when we do the mantras, we can do anything from 13, 27, 54, or even the 108, depending on the length of the mantra, okay? And usually they're all in syllables, okay? So the syllables of mantra will determine the length of time that we actually have for each chant. So there's some mantras that's only 4 or 5 syllables, and there's some that's 29, 30 syllables, which is a really interesting. It's a bit like knitting, when you start knitting, you go slow, and then all of a sudden you start to pick up speed. So it's a bit similar to mantra. Hello, Mel. How are you? Hope you all had a lovely week. Yeah, so it's really important that once you start doing a mantra, it starts to become melodic within your thoughts. And when it comes melodic within your thoughts, you can't think of anything else. So what actually happens then, you are eliminating any thoughts that you don't really need right now. What we're doing it next hour, what's happening tomorrow, next week, and so forth. So it eliminates all of that and allows you to be the here and now in this moment, this time and space that we're in now. Okay, and it also it gives you a lovely feeling of positivity. Okay, so intention and positivity is what creates the mantra to be more accepting within your conscious mind. Okay, so it's a wonderful way of understanding what mantras really mean to you. So they're very healing. Okay, like I say, there's different mantras for different things. Also, you can get abundance, healing, change of thoughts, what really matters within your life. Okay, so it's really interesting how we all do different ones at different times. So, and they all initially, when you start doing mantra, which I found it made me giddy. Okay, it's because of the wording and the language that it's actually in. Being in Tibetan, it's Sanskrit as well, so you are picking up different syllables, different sounds, which then create the healing part of what you need right now in this particular moment, in this particular space that we're in. Okay, so there's not only just chanting, there's obviously syllables, hand signals, and all sorts of such things, but that might be at a later date, that one. But once you start, when I first did a particular mantra with a good friend of mine called Jane, we used to sit across from each other, and it got to a point where we couldn't look at each other. We just got really giddy. Hello, Lorraine, how are you? And it had 29 syllables, and it took us nearly 6 weeks to learn. So they're all at different frequencies and different sounds. And certain, it's like when you're listening to music or you're in a club or anything like that. One song will work for one but not for another. So you want to choose something else to listen to. So it can change. But when you're actually singing it yourself, it starts to put you in a slightly altered state. Okay. And as it puts you into that slightly altered state, you're then allowing to stream information that you actually need right now. So it's a very healing commodity. Okay. And I've got several mantras that I love to chant. And, you know, I dare say once you start joining the group on a regular basis, you'll start to have your favorites as well. But when you're in a group environment, whether it's online or whether it's in a circle or in a group, you know, in a physical, you choose a number which resonates with you for that particular day. So one might be particularly the one that you like today, and next week might be 21. Okay, and it's sometimes usually the numbers that you've seen throughout the day which will choose you on the day when you do the chanting. I have my Mala beads here, which has got 108 beads on, yeah, from the Bodhi tree. Okay, and it's split into like sections. So you know, if you're doing a chanting session, 108 mantras is the normal session for 108 chants, depending on the length of the mantra. Obviously, we've only got an hour on here, so we'd usually narrow it down to either 54, 27 or 13, depending on the length of the chant. Okay, so what we do is, well, I have my Tibetan ball. I hope you all can hear this. Okay, this is a sea bowl that I have. I've had it a long time, and it chose me. So what we're going to do when we chant, you'll hear the bowl go, the sound, the last chant, and then we'll sit in silence for it to resonate through our body, okay? And then I'll bong it again, sound it again for you to just come round slowly, okay? So it's a really wonderful healing practice, and I think this is why the monks have been doing it for centuries, okay? And that they have such a longevity through doing mantra and chanting. I know they have a different diet, but that's something else. Okay, so what I thought I should jump off with this one here. This is number 26, and it's putting you in touch with divine grace. Okay, so it's putting you in touch with not only for yourself, but for everybody who has passed over in your life coming forward. Okay, and what happens is when consciousness decides that it wants to be with you, it will stay with you. And by doing this mantra, it allows you to feel upliftment. Okay, it's an uplifting mantra. Okay, and as you start to do the mantra, your differences within your body. Okay, but what we're going to all do first, we're going to do the Om sound 3 times. Okay, and that just not only opens your vocal cords, but it opens up the channel for the light to come in. Okay, so all we're going to do is the Om, okay, and do it for as long as you can. So take a deep breath first. We'll take a deep breath and then we'll do the Om 3 times, okay, which not only clears the vocal cords, it'll clear all the internal central organs there. Okay, you can close your eyes if you want to do it, or you can open your eyes, or you could just listen, but it is better if you've got the option to be able to do it. Okay, so we'll do the 3 Oms first and see how you feel after that, okay? So if you all want to take a deep breath, okay? Hello, Mary. And as you've done them 3 Oms, that will put you into the center of this moment in time. And did you notice the first round that I did was very clear, and then the next 2 started to shift because that was just clearing out the central channel, okay, preparing you for the mantra, okay. So this one that we're going to do, This is 7 syllables, okay? All mantras are based on syllables, okay? And when you think about, we all think of charades when we think of syllables, don't we? And we think, oh, it's 3 syllables, it's this syllables and that thing. Basically, it's just breaking it down so it's easy for you to chant, okay? So this one's called Arut Paranjo Ti, and it's a very melodic one. And it's also, like you say, it's putting you in touch with divine grace, okay? So it's putting you in touch with your etheric selves, okay? And then allowing you to be you, okay? Not anybody else, not somebody else, not anywhere else, just right here, right now. Okay, so I'm hoping maybe we can do this one a bit longer than normal, but we'll see how we go, okay? So it's Arut Paran Jo Ti. So you can join in with me at any given one time when you feel comfortable, or you can just listen to it with your eyes closed, or then you can join in when you feel it's right. Okay? So here we go. Arut Paranjo Ti, 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 Arut Paranjo Ti. So, ladies and gentlemen, how did you find that? We did that one for 27 times. And when you start doing it, when it becomes more melodic, at the beginning it sounds a bit alien to you. But once you get into it, it becomes a natural feeling, a natural sense. And like you say, that puts you in touch with your divine grace. I hope you enjoyed it as I did. One of my favourites is that one. I think it's because it's very melodic and very uplifting. I enjoyed that one. Okay, and if anybody here wants to have a particular number that they actually saw today, we can see what we can do. Because usually when you have a number that comes into your thoughts, you might have seen it once, twice, 3 times today, thinking, why do I need to know that number? Did I know I was going to be coming in this chanting class this evening? Why did I choose to come in this chanting class this evening? So there must have been something that you needed, and that's why you've joined today. Okay, so if there's any particular number that comes to you or resonates with you today, you can quite have to mention it in the comments. Okay, now I want to do this other mantra that I enjoyed, and this is from the medicine. This is a healing mantra. Okay, and this is from the medicine Buddha. Okay, and this is to eliminate pain and disease and overcome the major sickness of attachment. Okay, hatred, jealousy, desire, greed, and ignorance. Okay, now I used to play this one a lot in the afternoon because it was a very relaxing type of mantra, and I did really enjoy it when I used to do it in my groups where I used to go to. And a lot of people said to me, why is it that it's just a really nice kind of, it doesn't feel like it's in Sanskrit or sound like it's in Sanskrit, but it is. Okay. Now this has got quite a few syllables, and I'm going to actually work out how many syllables it is actually. It's got 25 syllables in this one. But this one's a quite easy one to remember, even though it's got that amount of syllables. And like I say, it's from the medicine Buddha. Okay, so I don't know if anybody's wearing blue this evening, because that's what the colour of the medicine Buddha is. And usually everybody who needs healing this evening, blue's the colour, even though I'm wearing pink, which is the heart chakra. The blue represents the medicine Buddha. Okay, so this mantra goes like this. Okay, it's Teon Taron Bekenze, Bekenze Maha Bekenze, Ranzi Samon Gati Soha. Okay, you're thinking, I'm never going to get all them out. But trust me, once you start getting involved with the sound and understanding what the words actually mean, okay, you'll start to understand how it feels when you chant it. Okay, so hopefully maybe we might be able to do this one 27 or maybe 13 times, because it's quite a long one. Okay, so this one goes like this. It's Teon Taron Bekenze, Bekenze Maha Bekenze, Ranzi Samungati Soha. Okay, so once I've got to the end of the one that we're going to finish, I'll sound my bowl again, sit in that silence and let it resonate throughout our bodies, and then we'll do it again. Okay, if you're ready. Teum tarom bekenze, bekenze, maha bekenze, ranze samungate soha. Teum tarom bekenze, bekenze, maha bekenze, ranze samungate soha. Teum tarom bekenze, bekenze, maha bekenze, Ranze samungate soha. Teum tarom bekenze, bekenze, maha bekenze, ranze samungate soha. Teum tarom bekenze, bekenze, maha bekenze, ranze samungate soha. Teum tarom bekenze, bekenze, maha bekenze, ranze samungate soha. Teum tarom bekenze, bekenze, maha bekenze, ranze samungate soha. Teum tarom bekenze, bekenze, maha bekenze, ranze samungate soha. Teum tarom bekenze, bekenze, maha bekenze, ranze samungate soha. Teum tarom bekenze, bekenze, maha bekenze, ranze samungate soha. Teum tarom bekenze, bekenze, maha bekenze, ranze samungate soha. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that one as I did. It's a very powerful mantra, is that one. I don't know if anybody else is interested in choosing a mantra for themselves. So how do you feel now, June? Like you said before you came into the room, you're feeling a little bit stressed. How do you feel now?